Hi, I'm Mark Small. It's Civil Discourse Now for October 20th, 2022. I went to two functions last evening. One was at 5:30 here in Broad Ripple, it's northern part of Indianapolis. It was the Broad Ripple Republican Party Club meeting. And the main feature of that meeting last evening, 5:30, was one of the founders and owners of a hockey team, a professional hockey team. The Indy Fuel was there talking to people, and people were having beers and stuff. I wasn't. I had to drive, um, and I just put in FaceTime and left because there was another meeting I had to go to, and it was at Washington Township Schools, and it was a legislative open house, I guess. Um, and people were there to discuss educational issues. Um, and most of the audience consisted of teachers and administrators from the schools. And the people on the panel consisted of six of us. I was the only person from the Republican Party who had responded to the invitation with a yes. Everybody else who was there, one person was Representative Ed Delaney. He's my opponent in the general election. He's a Democratic Party candidate. And the state senator Fadi Kadura for this area of Indianapolis, Marion County, was there, and there was 5 Democrats, 1 Republican, and the teachers were talking about how the first issue and the biggest issue people raised was how Indiana still requires kids and kids' parents to pay rental for textbooks. That can be a huge, huge bill. $500, $600 a year, because those are textbooks. And we're one of only 4 states that still does that, and nobody else does. They've tried several years to get through the General Assembly a bill saying no. And we've got and this is my opponent in the general election, Representative Delaney, accurately and it said they got $5 billion as a surplus in this state. They can't use lack of money as an excuse not to pay for kids' textbooks. And he's right. And it didn't strike me until this morning that a person who owns a hockey franchise is not going to a party meeting just to say hi and maybe get a cheer block together at the next home game. That person is sowing the seeds for being able to get money for an arena. Now, we paid for 2 basketball arenas, Market Square Arena, and then whatever they're calling the field house now for the Pacers. 2 football stadia. And we paid for the Hoosier Dome. I won't call it what they changed it to. We're still paying for it. And then where the Colts are playing now, which is the Lucas Oil Stadium. Okay. So we paid for professional venues. And every study that's been done of public subsidies for sports facilities has come to the same conclusion. The public doesn't benefit financially. A long time ago, sports franchise owners figured out how to squeeze every penny they can out of the taxpayers. Because see, they've got the ultimate thing, the ultimate squeeze. You don't like it? We'll go someplace else. So cities like Indianapolis, we whore ourselves to the NFL, the NBA. The NFL is really good at it. I mean, they come into town for the Super Bowl. They're not leaving any money. And anybody thinks that we made money off of it, nobody's shown us the books. So that's silly. You don't make money subsidizing professional sports. On the other hand, what are kids going to do? What are their parents going to do? Threaten to move? At the same time, we're complaining about not being able to support a community where businesses want to relocate. For one thing, we deny women reproductive rights, but then on top of it, we're one of only 4 states that requires kids to pay for their own textbooks. There are some communities that hire collection agencies to go after parents who haven't paid for those textbook rentals. So I think that my opponent, Ed Delaney, is right. The state can afford to pay for those textbooks. If you believe that we should provide textbooks to kids, write your state legislator, and you can look them up online. If you're watching this from someplace in Indiana, look them up online, write to them. And you can send an email. You know what? A written letter, a written card, postcard, those things are tangible. They mean that you took a little extra time to send that missive to your state representative or your state senator and say, we should be providing kids those textbooks without charging them. We're only one of 4 states that does that. On the other hand, I would encourage everyone to write to their representative, or if you live in Marion County, write to your city county council person and say, no, we're not paying for another sports arena. Look, hockey's fine, soccer's fine. I'm not acculturated either sport. But I'll say the same thing for baseball, football, hoops. No, we shouldn't subsidize those arenas. We shouldn't pad billionaires' bottom lines. That's absurd. My name's Mark Small. I'm running for Indiana House, District 86. I'm a Republican nominee. I won the primary. It was tough. I approve of this message. Hell, I'm making it. So think about all these things that I've said. And when you're thinking about whom to vote, for whom you're going to vote in the general election, look at what the candidates are saying and think about it. Thanks. Take care. Peace.